Alrighty folks, so here we go with a 2006 Honda F4i with a clean title, no less. Let's see what happens. I still love this bike. I still love this bike. Alright, let's hope this mic and camera setup works out nicely. And that'll be awesome. That will be totally awesome, man. I guess I could slow down some. So I'm not going to push it because I know the tires are fairly new on it, and stuff. So here we go. Man, I really like this bike. It's comfy. It's got plenty of pick up and go, get up and go power. Oh, that jazz. Nice and quiet. And it's so stinking light. Yeah. Let's see how we do going through this turn up here. Oh yeah, school buses. Oh, that's different. This thing is so small. Holy cow. I thought my bike was small. The sticky, oh, that's pretty good. Let's see here. So yeah, 2006 Honda F4i. It's the CBR600, and it does have a clean title. Looking at 3,200 as it sits right now. It does have a little bit of minimal damage, which you can see in the pictures on the website, and on the walk-around video, the front turn signals, the lenses are cracked on those. It's missing the left side mirror, and there's some rash on the fairings now. So, but yeah, we welcomed this bike home with open arms. We missed it. It's a wonderful little bike. This is actually the bike that I was going to buy whenever I got my Katana, and I ended up not getting it. Went with the Katana. It was $1,000 cheaper, and I have regretted that choice ever since. So now I'm getting to take it for a little ride more than just the little test ride that I had back then. But yeah, it's a nice and comfy bike. The seat's a little different. Feels like it's got a little ridge in it. I'm going to have to look at that. Didn't pay attention to it before. And it's got that nice big gauge cluster on it, digital readout, analog tach, of course. It's got a clock, which everybody knows makes me happy. I love being able to see what time it is without having to try and figure out how to get to my watch or anything. And my camera's still rolling. Awesome, man, awesome. So yeah, Honda CBR600 F4i, clean title. It's a sweet, nimble little bike. It's actually ridiculously nimble. It just once it starts to lean, it just wants to go over. I don't think I've ever ridden anything like that, like the ZX10, ZX6. I mean, those bikes will lean, and going through turns, they don't even feel like they're leaning. But this thing feels like it just wants to dive into turns, which is a completely different sensation for me. Because my SV, it doesn't want to really dive into turns. It doesn't want to lean that much. It just wants to go over a little bit, and then you have to hang off of it to really get into the turns. For whatever reason, which is the exact opposite of what I've always heard about the SVs. But whatever's going on with it, I guess there's just a different balance on the 09s versus the older models. So, but this bike is, I really like it, actually. I still regret this not being the bike that I bought. I think I'm low on fuel. I think that's why it's flashing at me. The whole bar's flashing, and it has reserve up at the top, which makes no sense. Well, I guess if it's the whole thing's flashing, that does make sense. Hopefully I don't run out of gas on the way back to the shop. Yeah, it's got a nice little kick to it. It pulls great. I don't know what else to say about it. It's an F4i. It's a wonderful little, I wouldn't call it a starter bike. I have trouble, honestly, calling inline 600s starter bikes, especially the modern ones. Now, the older ones, a generation, 2 generations ago, yeah, I could see you calling those starter bikes because they're not nearly as violent. They don't have that violent kick like a modern 600 does. But the modern 600s, they have a very violent kick to them, which is kind of crazy sometimes. So it's a wicked little bike. I'll give it that. And it's a smooth pull. I mean, it's got a kick to it. This would probably be a better. I can see why you say this is the street bike more so than the double R's. But it feels like it pulls smoother and harder than any of the older double R's that I was on before 07. So, yeah, it just leans nice and smooth. It's nice and comfortable. It's not too aggressive of a stance, but it's aggressive enough. You got your arms forward just a little bit so you don't have all that pressure on your wrist and shoulders. The brakes are great on it. It's just really different to me how this bike leans. It's because it feels like it wants to lean instead of having to push it to lean, which is that's something I'm just not used to. Cruiser-wise or sport bike-wise, everything I've been on, or everything I've owned, I should say, you have to push it more to lean instead of just letting it do its thing. So it's a nice, smooth riding motorcycle. Great pull to it. And the bonus, of course, I always have to mention it, is it's an economical bike. I mean, you're looking 45 plus miles to the gallon, probably. 45 plus miles to the gallon. Better than that if you can stay out of the throttle. So, I mean, it's not going to be a gas-guzzling sport bike, which is a huge plus. And it's so comfortable and nimble. I'm actually riding it really easy because I'm afraid I'm going to burn up what gas is in there now that I figured out that I am low on fuel. So, but yeah, it just wants to go. I'm going to roll on top gear here in just a second and see how that pulls. But the bike itself, I mean, it's nice and tame. It's got a solid pull. It doesn't have that really violent kick so far that I've hit. and throwing it in top gear to see what happens. And it pulls smooth in top gear. I mean, it does a quick acceleration, but it doesn't have that kick. But of course, I was going 55. Hey, doggy, what are you doing laying over there? Did you get hit? You know, acting like you got hit. Looks like you're waiting for a kid. I mean, running 55 and just roll on it, and just a nice smooth acceleration. Plenty of passing power in top gear. Unless it's a jerk who decides to floor it whenever you go to pass them, you don't even have to think about worrying about downshifting. And then still, unless they're in a sports car, a good sports car, you're still not going to have to worry about it. So the motorcycle itself, it's a really good bike. I mean, I guess you could call it a starter bike. But yeah, I like this one. It's I really like this one. I really regret not getting it, because this one was the one that was there last year whenever I started riding. And I decided not to get it and went with the Katana and scared myself by wrecking twice. And then got rid of it and got a Concourse because I'm Oopid Stay. So yeah, 600 F4i. It's an awesome bike. Don't believe the hype. People who tell you that but earlier than 07 double R's were the faster bikes, they're lying. They're lying. They lie. They like to lie. It's like one of the guys that I know, he talks everything up. He had an 04 or 06 double R, and it wouldn't come close to this thing. And it was supposed to have been built. It wasn't, but it was supposed to have been. So yeah, this thing, yeah, this is a wonderful motorcycle. You better come get it. You better come get it quick, too. Even though winter's coming, I don't see this bike lasting long, especially if you're looking for a small, the smaller inline fours. Hello, rough train tracks. Rough. If you're looking for the smaller, more dependable motorcycles, but even, I mean, you're looking at Honda, Kawasaki, whatever, with the affordable bikes. I'm partial to the 636 and the Honda F4i. That's just my personal preference, but my preference is all that really matters. My opinion is the only one you should ever listen to, unless of course you're stunting, and then don't listen to me because I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm a rather tame rider. So yeah, that's gonna be about it. So come on down to the shop, Green's Motorcycle Salvage, and stuff. Come to the website, greencyclesalvage.com, and come visit us. And my mind is just fried right now, apparently, because I can't do the spiel. Come on down to the shop and see us. We got what you're looking for, more than likely, if it's after 83, 85 model Japanese metric bikes, and then we do have some of the American stuff or Italian, European stuff sitting around as well. Might surprise you if you're looking for parts. Stop by the website, greencyclesalvage.com. Let us know what you're looking for. Let us know what you think. We do have the parts request form over on the right side. And, of course, we do have the Facebook page. You can like us on there. Green's Motorcycle Salvage on Facebook. And we do have a dedicated YouTube page. It has some of this stuff on there. Some goof-off videos. I think there's one or two videos that I haven't linked to the Facebook page for whatever reason. But come on by and see us. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about the videos in particular. This is fun. We're trying to have a new camera set up today. I've got a mic run into my helmet and a fancy camera mounted to the helmet. I think it's still mounted. Hopefully it's still recording and it's not just audio at this point. So yeah, we'll talk to you all here sometime. Enjoy the weather while you can. It's nice for riding. Yo.